The Lost Boys, Jason Silver and Sky de LaCrimosa, making their way down to ringside here tonight. James, we have a hot pro wrestling tag team championship match set for one fall.
But not just a regular tag team match. Anarchy rules are in play tonight, Stuart. And anarchy rules mean there are no rules. Take disqualifications, take countouts, throw them out the window. All you have to do is pin your opponent's shoulders to the mat for the 1, 2, 3, and that's exactly what the Lost Boys are hoping to do tonight against these two, the current hot pro wrestling tag team champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions making their way down to ringside tonight. Two individuals that you and I, James Southern, are incredibly familiar with, that being Barrett Brown and Mr. Wobble. And I think it would be fair to say these two men, they are incredibly effective as tag team competitors, but as individuals, they are definitely a yin and yang sort of situation.
Two very separate parts that make up a well-functioning whole. I mean, how much different could these two really be? But yet still, they are the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Wobble, the more fun-loving. Barrett Brown, the stray dog, the more serious competitor of the two. Old move by De LaCrimosa and Silver. I like it. That is confidence. Snatching the belts from the champion's hands. That's how you send that message. You let them know, Walker, that it will come away from them by force. De LaCrimosa and Silver, the Lost Boys, will take what they want.
Oh, and then Silver and LaCrimosa starting this match off early. The Anarchy Rules matchup, tag team championships on the line for Heart of Texas Wrestling. Of course, these are our Tornado Tag Team rules. Anything goes. However, you must pin your opponent in the middle of the squared circle. One fall to a finish. Jason Silver and Sky de LaCrimosa getting the early start in on Barrett Brown and Mr. Wobble. And Brown sending Jason Silver off. Super kick out of midair. This, of course, leaves Sky de LaCrimosa to the wolves, or to the stray dog, so to speak. Barrett Brown with the elbow shot directly into the corner on LaCrimosa. Schoolboy roll up now. Wobble kick to the side of the head, and Barrett Brown and Wobble, they are firing on all cylinders right now.
And some of that tag team skill we were seeing earlier into the cover. They're a well-oiled machine. As different as they are, this friendship between the two, this seemingly ability to read each other's minds when they're in that ring, has made these two inseparable and, more importantly, made them tag team champions.
Yeah, you're right about that one, James. I've had many a conversation with Mr. Wobble and Barrett Brown, respectively. In fact, I was having a conversation with the two of them earlier in the back, and Mr. Wobble, he was cracking it up. He was having a couple of jokes with me And Barrett Brown, he was trying to talk strategy about this matchup. He was trying to figure out how these two were going to be able to take out Jason Silver and Sky de LaCrimosa. But I'm sure Barrett Brown wishes that conversation would have been a little bit more efficient, so to speak.
And we see that sometimes. Wobble, he can be kind of hard to keep on track. He likes to have a good time. He likes to live in the moment. But somehow, you know, at times we see that frustrate Barrett Brown. But these two always find a way to make things work and keep those tag team championships around their waist. Now Wobble riding some of those chairs all the way back to the third row. You know, that lower back is not feeling good for Wobble right now. There might not be much hip movement tonight.
Of course, Wobble, an individual with a history of spinal injuries. Sky de LaCrimosa definitely knows, he's well aware of that. He is looking to prey on those weaknesses, so to speak, right now. However, Jason Silver, is that rope that I see in the hands of Silver?
I think Silver he's attempting to strangle Wobble. Oh no, he's even smarter. He's tying Wobble to the ring. And now Silver and De LaCrimosa only have to worry about Barrett Brown. It's essentially a handicap match for the tag team titles.
Well, Barrett Brown, an incredibly skilled singles competitor, former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. However, in a 2-on-1 situation, it is very hard to bet on the one. And that even includes in this situation, Sky de LaCrimosa and Jason Silver. They are all business in and around the ring.
Your odds of beating any two men as one singular person are small, but when those two people are the immortal Jason Silver and the Texas Chainsaw, those odds drastically go down.
Jason Silver, he has that crossface locked in currently on Barrett Brown.
Look at Silver wrenching back on the neck, hooking underneath the chin with those fingers to further extend the torque on the cervical vertebrae.
And Barrett Brown, he has to be wondering in the back of his head, where is Mr. Wobble? What can he do? Wobble, however, very incapable of escaping from the clutches of that cord and cabling at the hands of Jason Silver.
Barrett tried to help him, but De LaCrimosa came up from behind. And since then, it's been all Silver and De LaCrimosa.
Ducking underneath is Barrett Brown. Double drop kick, springing back up to the feet. Barrett Brown definitely has a lot more gas in the tank.
He's found that second win, but he better stay on these two. Rallying the crowd does nothing to get him any closer to winning.
Barrett Brown shots in between. Sky de LaCrimosa catches him though. Boot to Jason Silver. Beautiful tag team offense there. Jason Silver taking out Sky de LaCrimosa. Go over the cover here for the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Championships. No.
2 count there for the challengers. Very smart though on De LaCrimosa, right back on Barrett Brown, playing a little psychological warfare now, having him look at Wobble and Silver with a kick to Wobble's head for good measure.
Yeah, LaCrimosa and Silver, these two men are ruthless. The Lost Boys are looking to be lost no more. Looking to walk away with the tag team championships to etch their name in Heart of Texas wrestling history.
They walked in, the Lost Boys, and right now it looks like they're going to be walking out with found glory.
Mr. Wobble, he is still incapacitated, much to his own chagrin. He is completely sober. He is completely aware of his reality, but he is incapable of doing anything about it. Meanwhile, LaCrimosa, this spells bad news for Barrett Brown. Subversion of expectations there.
Sent him into the apron instead. The ribs being affected there of Barrett Brown. Now taunting Barrett Brown, but Barrett will take none of the disrespect, but it doesn't matter. De LaCrimosa will continue to beat you down and grind you into powder.
That's exactly what LaCrimosa is known for. Barrett Brown, though, strikes between both LaCrimosa and Silver. The Immortal One feeling that directly in the chest. Barrett Brown trying to free his partner, and LaCrimosa chopping Brown down to size.
Arguably the MVP of this matchup, LaCrimosa, once again preventing Mr. Wobble from being untied and coming back into play in this contest. Silver returning the favor with that chop.
And LaCrimosa, this is a man who knows exactly how to throw his weight around. He utilizes that size advantage to great use, especially when the moment counts, like in this tag team championship matchup, biting the head of Barrett Brown.
LaCrimosa, a very, very tall man. He knows how to use that height to his advantage.
Wait a minute, drop kick through the ropes. Barrett Brown.
He's got the high ground now, but it didn't work out. A slight shaking of the ropes. Barrett Brown right into that middle rope, draping himself down, hitting his head on the apron of the ring. He might have knocked himself out.
Yeah, to execute a maneuver such as that one, it requires a high level of precision. Barrett Brown had that precision interrupted. LaCrimosa, power bomb in the middle of the squared circle for the tag titles. Wait a minute. Mr. Wobble has freed himself from the cord and cabling. And finally, Barrett Brown has found himself some form of reprieve. Mr. Wobble has been down and out for the entirety of this matchup. Now, back in it.
Wobble must have found a knife under the ring or something. I don't know how he freed himself.
Wobble now being caught here by LaCrimosa. Oh, the knees just being driven directly into the sternum of Wobble at the hands of Jason Silver, the Lost Boys. Barrett Brown now catches him with the knee strike. And it is down to just two men in the middle of the ring, Barrett Brown and Sky de LaCrimosa. Back and forth, a strike exchange, and this thing is only heating up the longer it rolls on, James.
Trading heavy blows here. Barrett Brown rocked. LaCrimosa feeling himself.
Misdirection here. What's this? Look at that. The recoil slam from LaCrimosa. Jason Silver to the top. We might have new Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, but Silver, he could not capitalize. There he goes into the cover. Hook in the legs. We might have new champions. No!
The Immortal One almost etching his name into the championship, the annals of champions here in Hot Pro Wrestling. You want to talk about making yourself immortal? This is how you do it. You win the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships here tonight.
LaCrimosa, though, driving Wobble into the ground. Barrett Brown out of nowhere with the running drop kick. The stray dog is eating tonight. Now it's down to Jason Silver and Mr. Wobble being the only two men left standing. Silver sent to the outside. Wobble catches him with the knee strike now. Looking for the unprettier, potentially Hangman's unprettier for the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. All four men are down.
Somewhere above, Tommy Rogers looks down on Central Texas. The Tamakaze, the unprettier, whatever you know it as. Mr. Wobble executed it to perfection, but he's unable to capitalize. The Lost Boys still have a shot at capturing these championships.
As all four men slowly make their way back to their feet, Jason Silver, Mr. Wobble, LaCrimosa, Barrett Brown, all four men exchanging shots here, and it really feels like we're at a very even place between all four competitors. You have to imagine that the next thing that leads to us potentially having new champions or the retaining of these championships will be a potential slip-up from one member of one of the opposing teams.
All it's gonna take is one slight mistake.
And that might have been it for LaCrimosa. Wobble and Brown alone in the ring with Jason Silver. Catches him with a super kick to the back of the head.
Or that could have been Wobble and Brown's mistake. Wobble still focused on LaCrimosa even though he's outside the ring.
Half and half suplex.
Dropping Silver on the back of his head.
Trying to go for that single leg drop kick though. Turns it into the tombstone positioning. Does Jason Silver. Could be looking for that Lost Boys pile driver. Wait a minute. The reversal. The weight positioning has shifted.
Inverted lung blower there by Barrett. Brown now to the outside.
All for the championship gold. And still, Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, War Dance.
But the Lost Boys took them to their very limits. Barrett Brown having to pull out all the stops, diving on Sky LaCrimosa to allow Mr. Wobble to pick up the victory and retain the Hot Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. War Dance still reigns supreme.
Do it! Do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!